Salut et bienvenue à tous. If you're preparing for the TCF or the TEF, you already know that the speaking section is very stressful, especially if you don't know what to say or how to say it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to structure your oral answers clearly and confidently, so you don't freeze or rumble during the exam. Let's jump right in. Alright guys, so let's get into the video. So why is structuring your speaking important? There are four main reasons. The first one is that you want to avoid going off topic. So you don't want to be like saying things randomly, things that are not connected, and you want to sound confident and fluent in what you're saying. And also it helps your examiner to follow your ideas. And also to manage time and stress. So having a clear structure help you be relaxed and focus more on like the content instead of worrying if you're going off topic. So let's just have an overview first. Basically, we have three tasks. So the first one is going to be like a guided interview where you're going to be asked a question, like for example, introduce yourself, and that one is very simple and easy. The second one is going to be an exchange of information. So they will ask you maybe for your opinion or something or an experience, things like that. And the last thing is going to be like an argument, or where you give an argument or a point of view where you have to support your point of view with arguments. Okay, so this is for like C1 levels. Now here are some mistakes that test takers do. The first one is to say too much without a clear point, just like rumbling, like just saying random things. The second thing is just random ideas without connection. This is also something I mentioned in the writing section. It's like just in writing, your speaking also need to be logically coherent. Logically, it has to flow, and ideas should make sense. And the last thing is to forget to answer the full question. So this is when you just answer like partially when you answer part of the question, not the whole the question. Sometimes it might be two questions. For example, what do you think of this? Do you think social media is a good thing? And then they ask you why. So if you just answer like, yes, I think social media is a good thing, and you don't give the reason, that means you just answered the first part of the question, where you should answer like both part of the question. So make sure you are answering the whole question. Okay, now what you should do is follow a simple structure every time. So no matter what topic you are given, no matter what you are asked, make sure you are following a structure. I'm gonna go into the structures that you can follow. Now for B1 or like B2 level, if you are B1 or B2, here's a very nice and simple structure that you can use in your speaking. It has three parts, the three-part method. First is introduction, development, and conclusion. This should remind you of the writing session. It's just like that. For in the introduction, you're going to answer the question, right? Just give your direct idea, your opinion, the answer of the question. If you're asking, is social media a good thing? Here you just say, yes, social media is a good thing, right? So this is the first part. The second part is to give your arguments. Okay, you give the first argument because it helps to connect people, and then you give an example. For example, I have made friends from different countries through social media. So that's a supporting example to the argument. So in the development, it's good to have at least two arguments so you say one thing, it's a good thing, it can help people connect with each other. Then another one, it facilitates communication between family members that are far from each other. For example, and then you give an example. For example, I talked to my uncle that is in Australia for something like that. So you give two arguments and then you give one example at least. If you have more, you can add, but don't go over like three arguments. Three arguments is good. It's good to keep track of. It's also you need to leave room for the examples. Okay, and finally the conclusion. Here you just restate your opinion, and also you can open perspective, like something else, like for example, children using social media. Then that's the problem. Maybe the problem is not the use of social media, but it's children using it, for example. So you're opening another perspective. You're giving like another way to look at the argument, or the topic, or the question. So this is good. Okay, so this is what you should do in the conclusion. Don't add another argument. in the conclusion. Don't say, for example, in the development you give two arguments, but then you forgot another argument that you wanted to give, and then now in the conclusion you want to say that argument. It's not really the place. Just restate your main idea. Then if you have like another perspective, another way of looking at this specific topic, yes, you can add that. That would be a great plus. So the tip is to keep it simple, logical, and clear. Always just keep it simple. Use simple language that you understand, and make sure that it's clear. Now, here I have an example, a sample example for people that are like low to intermediate level. The question is, aimez-vous voyager? Pourquoi? Right? Do you like to travel? Why? And here, this is the answer. Oui, j'aime voyager. This is my introduction. This is my answer. All right, my opinion. Now I'm gonna give the argument. Okay. Ça me permet de découvrir de nouvelles cultures et de rencontrer des gens différents. It allows me to discover new culture and to meet people. Right? So this is my argument. Now the example. Par exemple, l'année dernière, je suis allé en Espagne et j'ai adoré l'expérience. For example, I went to Spain last year and I liked the experience. Now that's the supporting example. Now the conclusion, je pense que voyager ouvre l'esprit. So here in another way I said that traveling opens your mind. So this is just another way of saying that I like traveling. You see? Now for more advanced levels, if you are like C1, and there is going to be like the third task, and in here they are going to ask you about your point of view about something. It's going to be like a debate style question. Here you can use the PEE method, which is to first state your opinion, your point of view, then explanation, and then example. It's just like the other method. It's very similar. Say your position, explanation, and then example. All right, now for an example, faut-il limiter l'utilisation des réseaux sociaux? Should we limit the use of social media? See, so here you have to give your argument, and here my response is oui, je pense qu'il faut la limiter. I think that it should be limited. So that's the position, right? The P. Now for the explanation. L'utilisation excessive peut nuire à la santé mentale, surtout chez les jeunes. I think the use of social media can harm the mental health, especially of youth. So this is the explanation. Now the example. Par exemple, plusieurs études montrent un lien entre les réseaux sociaux et la dépression. A lot of studies show a link between social media use and mental health and depression, right? So here is the supporting example. And now for the conclusion, donc une régulation serait bénéfique. A regulation would be beneficial. So you see, I stated my position first, then I gave an explanation, the reason why, then I give an example, and I finished with a conclusion.
Voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. I hope that this video made you feel more confident in your preparation for the TCF or the TEF. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the topics that you would like me to cover. Also, don't forget to share with a friend that is also preparing for the test. Alright, I will see you on the next video.